Yo, 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 we are back right here on the Alt with Mel, WHCR 90.3 FM New York, the voice of Harlem. And now we got to talk about this Jussie Smollett situation, y'all, because I'm a little conflicted
I'm the gay Tupac.
on what's going on. I feel a ways, but even with me feeling a ways, I know a lot about the Chicago Police Department, with me being from Chicago and paying more attention and being very sensitive with some of the stories that come out of there. So I kind of like try to read in between the lines. So it's it's always it's at the point now where sometimes with stories, when the police say something, I'm still like, I'm not sure if that's the full story or how true that might be, but this very well could be one of those situations where I'm like, yo, the police might bust this thing open and make me think about this in a completely different way. Cause I don't know how many of you guys ended up getting like the news. I'm gonna just read the lead from this CNN article. Two law enforcement sources with knowledge of the investigation, the Jussie Smollett investigation, tell CNN that Chicago police believe actor Jussie Smollett paid two men to orchestrate an assault on him that he reported late last month. So for those of y'all that still trying to understand everything that's going on, just to put it in context, and I'm not speaking about this to either shed more light on Jussie or prop him up in any way, because I'm kind of looking at both sides of the coin equally right now. In complete and total honesty and truth, I was 100% behind Jussie. And even when the police was like, we need this, we need this, we need this, and Jussie was unwilling to give up some things, while it did make me feel uneasy, I was still 100% behind Jussie because I understand some of the things that have happened with the Chicago Police Department, right? But it makes me feel kind of weird with some of the things that are being said and how all of this is coming out. The fact that Chicago police reviewed thousands of hours of footage, could not find the exact moment that he got attacked. The fact that another news team went out and found like the bottle of bleach, quote unquote bleach, that was poured on Jussie Smollett during the attack. The fact that through some of the reports, they said that the noose that was found, that was put around Jussie's neck, was purchased at an Ace Hardware store by two people that Jussie knew, and I believe one of them was someone that he was involved with at a certain point in time. They're all, I believe that Jussie and the two other men in the situation all worked out together at one point in time, and he was involved with one of them, and they were extras on Empire for some point in time. I do remember that as well. Thank you, Kyle. And it just, when you see the picture of the two guys, and then you think back to his statement of two MAGA hat wearing people yelling racial and sexual slurs at him, and then going to beat him up, versus the two people that were actually arrested, it's all kind of like, what's going on here? I'm very confused, iffy. I don't know what to believe anymore, you know? And then to there was another point to take it even further. I remember the entire time that when Jussie was going on and doing the interviews about the situation, how he was saying, this is, Chicago is bad, Chicago is this, Chicago is that. And it's like, but bro, there's a chance that you lied about this whole thing. Like, you might have paid two people to come and attack you just because he was allegedly going to be written out of the show, the Empire show. He had a concert coming up that weekend. Now, I'm not too sure if he's going to be written out the show. And some people are speculating that he may have did this to just get people to check out more of his stuff, secure the bag some more for his concert and everything, etc. It feels like this whole thing was manufactured and set up in a way to sell a story, but people that helped to come up with the situation didn't think the story would go as far as it did. And it's kind of like, oh, they doing real work and trying to find out what happened. It's very if I can be like unfiltered with y'all for a second, not unfiltered to the point where I'm gonna get in trouble. Like we're not doing that, but it's very disappointing. It's extremely disappointing. It's disappointing. It's disheartening. I feel like I've been got, you know, because Jussie Smollett is not somebody that I look at and I say, all right, well, he needed to do this for promo. Because that's what some people are saying. He's not somebody that, in my opinion, I'm not somebody that watches Empire religiously anymore. I'm be honest, I've checked out some of his songs via Empire, and I've heard maybe one or two songs outside of that. But that's the extent of what I've seen from Jussie Smollett. I did like how he played Langston Hughes. I believe he was in the Thurgood Marshall movie with Chadwick Boseman. Correct me if I'm wrong, some of y'all. In one of the comments or something, y'all let me know. I liked his portrayal in Underground, where his sister Journey was playing in there as well. He's also popped up in other movies and TV shows as well. Like him and Taraji and the younger lion in the show. Those three are really the only three that are kind of doing stuff on a major scale outside of that show. So for this, if it was manufactured in any way, if it was set up, if he did orchestrate this, for all of this to occur, to be able to bring more notoriety and more attention to what you have going on, bro, man, I feel bamboozled. Why? You're good at what you do. You have the outreach. You have the platform. You know people. Worst case scenario, he did get written out the show, right? Say, for example, if we turn into Empire this week and Jussie Smollett's character is killed in the show, right? You mean to tell me Jussie is not talented enough to be able to get another show? I fully believe he could get another show and be lead. He could go on and act in movies. He's at the point now where he knows a lot of the writers, a lot of the producers, whether it be at Fox or enough of them in some of the other projects he's been in, right? Jussie, I fully believe in your ability at this point in time to be able to team up with other people to come up with a whole new show that you could pitch. It can be a whole nother show that you put together to put out there that can include your music. So now you still have another avenue where your music is being picked up. You're leading in a show and or movie. Like this wasn't, to me, this wasn't necessary if this was entirely orchestrated in that way. And to be real, it's starting to look like that. Because remember when this whole situation happened, it happened on like that day where it was dumb cold in Chicago, right? It was like -14, -16. I had some family members that had to go pick up another one from the hospital, and the hospital was like, yo, we gonna call a cab to send you home. So my family member that was in there, I know, really messed up. I got a grudge with them. Like, that's gonna go on for a long time. But it was -16 that day. It was so cold, friends of mine were boiling hot water, throwing it up in the air. It was turning to ice and flying away. That's how cold it was. That was the same day that this whole thing happened. To me, y'all, if y'all picking up what I'm putting down, it just didn't feel right. And I know a lot of people earlier were like, bro, this don't feel weird to you. And I was like, man, it do, but I want to trust Jussie. I'm going to trust Jussie, and I'm going to go with his story. Because I've been around Chicago, and the area in which he's in, let me say this now. Area in which he's in, I would not have expected for that to happen whatsoever. I even said to people, had he been in the suburbs, had he been on the north side of the city, I would be a lot more likely to believe the story. If he was anywhere on the south side, or if he was near where Empire shoots at, I've been on their set, I've been in the area where they shoot at before. If he was anywhere around there, I find it more difficult to believe that two MAGA hat wearing dudes just pulled up on you and started doing that. And a lot of people also called into question his statement of being like, what MAGA hat wearing dudes know you as the guy from Empire? What people are tuning in to watch Empire every week that's wearing that hat and believe the things that some of those supporters believe. Not all of them. All of them not crazy. Some of them are just misinformed. But yeah, that whole situation blew my mind as well. But it feels so contrived and so odd, guys. Like I just feel bad. And it's not in the sense of I feel bad that it's not that I don't feel bad for him. Because if he did end up getting beat up or get assaulted in any way, shape, or form, honestly, I do feel bad for him. Because if he didn't pay for all of that to happen, obviously I don't want people going out here getting beat up. If he did pay for that to happen, that empathy and that sympathy I got swept right from out underneath you. Pull the rug, bro. Pull the rug. Because now you selling the people out. Now you're making people out here look bad, that when those situations do occur, when people do get attacked, when people do get harmed, when people do get hurt, when they get put in a hospital, when they're seriously injured, when they die, when they're scarred for life, when they have to live with trauma that they then have to go to therapy with for forever, when those situations do occur, now people are going to be questioning them on if it's true or not. Now people are going to be out here being like, oh, it could be they could be a lie. I saw people that were out here tweeting, oh, all the lacrosse stuff about people, sexually assaulting and raping other people was a lie. Every time somebody says that a noose was found somewhere, it was a lie. Every time that somebody sees some racial slur drawn on somebody's house, spray painted on somebody's house, it's a lie. Jussie Smollett situation, it's a lie. All of it is a lie. And I'm like, I've seen those things spray painted or painted or written on people's houses. I've seen nooses at places. I've seen people get beat up. You can't tell me that stuff is a lie. But now you're pulling away the credibility that those people do have whenever they are attacked, whenever something does happen to them. Case in point, say, for example, if Liam Neeson did do something to somebody, right? This whole Jussie Smollett situation happened. Now somebody going to be like, maybe Liam really didn't do it. They're all liars anyway. They all making up stories. Why should I believe it? Now, when somebody does get killed and it's on camera, people are going to be even more desensitized. If anything, they're going to be like, well, he probably deserved it. Just like what they're saying already. We have already been changing the tide because of how forceful, how loud we have been about making sure that we hold people accountable. Now, with you doing this, there's no way, shape, or form we can't hold you accountable. We have to. Because we have to protect the credibility that we just built up. We have to make sure that the people who are unjustly hurt, who are vilified in the media and in the news when they're in the correct and they're in the right and not in the wrong, we got to make sure we can protect them. So that way when people such as you, if this whole situation is orchestrated, when people such as you that do things like that, we got to make sure that you held accountable, bruh. Like, if you go to jail, what you want me to say? You hurting the cause now. That's like Floyd Mayweather, one of my favorite fighters, bro. One of my favorites. He's somebody aspirational-wise, inspirational-wise, both of them, all the above, motivation, whatever you want to call it. Somebody I look up to in terms of, he be getting to the bag. He took control of the sport that he was in, maximized his potential, maximized his profit and earnings, made the bag, enjoys his life, goes and does what he wants to do. With that being said, obviously he got them domestic issues. I'm not overlooking those. None whatsoever. There are still some things that I think he could do to help further communities. But all in all, I appreciate him for what he's been able to show in terms of being in the ring and about his business that he's been able to handle. As a person, I'm not all the way there. Same way I feel about Kobe. Love Kobe. On the court, some of the things that he's working on, business moves, the way he thinks, mindset, all of that. One of my favorites. Off the court, it starts to get fishy for me with some things. But with the whole Floyd Mayweather T.I. situation, I haven't heard the song yet, the diss song that T.I. put out for Floyd. I'm going to be reacting to it on my YouTube channel, Melvin Taylor II, in case y'all want to check it out. But I'm not mad at any of the things that he had to say if it's going to be in the vein in which I think it is. Now, for some of y'all out there that have heard the diss track, y'all can let me know what he was saying. But if T.I. is really going in on Floyd, I don't feel bad for him. Why don't I feel bad for him? Because Floyd has notoriously been someone to say, bruh, it's about me and about mine. And in terms of really putting in the work to kind of further the community, further the cause in the ways in which we need it, he hasn't done that. In terms of using his platform to really further the cause, he hasn't done that in any way, shape, or form. You know? Any way that I've been able to see it. Some people say, well, Melvin, how can you see it? It's not that difficult, guys. It's not that difficult. All you got to do is give other people an opportunity. I'm not saying that Floyd is not giving people an opportunity. But what I'm saying is that with his power, with his influence, you can do more. It goes back also to the Kanye conversation, how I felt, where I was like, for Kanye to be speaking out the side of his neck the way that he is with the power and the influence he has is dangerous because of the positive things he could do, but he's not doing. You could be making a change in a more efficient and better way for your people and for the community because we need it. We need those folks who rise up, who become the stars, to then give back because of how we've been done over the years. Melvin, what you mean by over the years? Go read a history book because I ain't got time to show you. We need those people to do that. And when you don't, now I got to look at you like, yo, what's the issue? What's going on? You got up there and forgot about everybody else? What's going on? I'm not saying that you need to give out every single dollar that you have. I'm not saying that at all. You can set up a college scholarship. You can put some people in some movies. Shoot, you can even start a label and make sure everybody is good to go. And not like I'm going to let my homies run the label and I'm going to mess up everybody. No. Run like an efficient, I got something back at the crib in Chicago where I'm making sure any talent that come out, oh, y'all going to get the Kanye stamp if y'all good enough. Y'all going to be certified and I'm going to make sure that y'all going to be good. You know? That type of thing. That thing where you setting it up in a positive way for people to be able to maximize their potential and their dreams because you were able to do it. And now you're giving back to the community in that way for somebody else to be able to get a step up. You know? You can use your platform for good. Now, I say all of that to circle back to the Jussie Smollett situation to say you're known enough to where if this was contrived, you did not need to do this to bring more attention to anything that you're doing. Like, tell me if I'm wrong in any way, shape, or form, but you can easily call up one of your homies and be like, bro, I got a show idea. Let's put it together. Let's go pitch it somewhere. I'm not saying it's going to get picked up, but you don't know if you don't try. You don't know if you don't try. You don't know what the outcome could be if you never put yourself in that situation to see what could happen. And it just really hurts my soul to be like, man, now all these people who have ever been hurt or who've ever been villainized or who've ever been wronged, a lot more people are now not going to believe them because of this. That breaks my heart, y'all. I'm gonna be real with y'all. It breaks my heart. And I hope and pray that the situation is not like that and that it is like, okay, he really did get beat up. And I know it's bad to say for me to be like, I hope he really did get beat up because clearly I don't want him to, right? I don't want anybody to get hurt on any way, shape, or form, in any way, shape, or form. But if you got attacked versus the story that you contrived, come on, bro. You messing up the cause. We can't have you doing that. We cannot have you doing that in any way, shape, or form. All right. I want y'all to please let me know. Check out social media, the All With Mel, Melvin Taylor, II. Or if you're watching this back on YouTube or something, let your boy know down in the comments below. Like, what do y'all? I want to know what y'all think about the situation, man. Because I'm kind of like losing a hair I already don't have, being like, why would he do something like this? Why? It makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever to me. But y'all may see something that I don't see. And like I always say, man, look, if you can educate me on something because I don't see it or because I missed it, I'm very happy with y'all doing so. Thank y'all for doing that. Because I don't want to be misinformed. I don't want to be incorrect out here. But if it is what it is, then it is what it is. All right, we're going to come back in a minute. I'm going to play this next Nipsey Hussle song, and then we're going to come right back.